Some job search strategies suck. A lot. So in honor of St. Patrick's Day, grab your green beer or green juice and let me tell you a tale of the unluckiest job search strategies. I'm Kamara Toffolo, resume writer, LinkedIn consultant, job search strategist, and LinkedIn top voice who helps established professionals dare to do work differently and land great fitting gigs. I post new videos every Tuesday and go live every Thursday, so make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell to get notifications for when I drop my next video. My videos will equip you with some of the most valuable information that will make your job search easier, because job searching shouldn't be this hard. Please don't expect me to do any of this video in an Irish accent. Job searching, as we know, is hard, that's what she said, but sometimes we make job searching harder on ourselves by using job search strategies that we think will work because we read it on Reddit or we saw a TikTok video. You know which one I'm talking about. But here's the thing, good job search strategy isn't something that's mystical, magical, or like some job search nirvana. It's simply a combination of commitment, good planning, and execution. And there's no luck involved. So let's talk about some of the unluckiest job search strategies and what you can do instead. The first strategy on our list is job searching before you're ready. This is by far the most common job search issue that I run across. Professionals may be in a situation where they know they want a career change, but they don't take the time to identify what their target job is first before they start applying for jobs. What this results in is a resume that's very unfocused, that doesn't show you're qualified for any one job, and causes confusion for the reader, people in hiring. And as we know, confused people don't buy. So what that translates into in job search speak is no interviews. So what should we do instead? There's no way around it. You absolutely must identify your target job before you embark on a job search. This can be achieved and done through a variety of different methods. There's no one correct way to achieve career clarity, but career clarity has to come before job searching. This is because your target job informs everything. Your resume, the stories you tell during interviews, what you share on your LinkedIn profile, on and on and on. I've linked quite a few videos in the description below that will help get you started if you know you want to embark on a job search but aren't quite sure what you want to go after. The next of our unlucky job search strategies is trying to get past the ATS. First, what is the ATS? ATS stands for Applicant Tracking System. It's the software that hiring professionals use to track your application through every touch point in every stage of the hiring process. Some supposed job search experts like to scare the shit out of you by telling you that the ATS is something you need to get past and implying that it's something that you need to game or manipulate. But as my friend big tech recruiter Amy Miller has said so simply yet so eloquently, the ATS is like a digital filing cabinet. And as she also said, the ATS is something you want to get in and stay in, not get past. You want a file on you to exist in the ATS, so hiring professionals can proceed with hiring you, right? The ATS isn't so smart that it will reject you without human intervention. It's not so hungry that it needs to be fed a constant diet full of keywords, otherwise it will poop out your resume. And it's not so diabolical that it will figure out that you're over 50 years old and make ageist assumptions about you. The ATS is actually pretty stupid, and it's not a sentient being. So stop treating it like it is. Stop focusing only on keywords. And for the love of God, don't even think of trying the white font trick that was mentioned on TikTok. So instead of worrying about something that really doesn't have any influence over your job search, concern yourself with who does have the influence. These are the people in hiring: recruiters, talent acquisition professionals, and hiring managers. And what do they need to know? That you can do the job to which you're applying. They can't be told that through jamming a bunch of keywords into your resume, but they can be told that by reading about accomplishments that demonstrate the skills that you're claiming in your resume. Focus on that. Make sure to watch the variety of videos that I've tagged in the description below. These will give you a more in-depth view of the ATS and how it works, how to write accomplishments, and particularly how to write a resume with the human reader in mind. Next up on our list of unlucky job search strategies is focusing on how your resume looks and less on how it reads. I hear from job seekers all the time that they think that their resume needs to be redesigned. So that leads them down the path of using heavily designed resume templates that you might find on Canva, Etsy, Pinterest, merely because they look good to them, and forgetting that what you write is the most important part of your resume. Said no recruiter ever. Well, their resume was colorful and flashy, so I knew they were qualified for the software developer role. I get into why these templates are a bad choice in my video on resume templates, which I've linked in the description below. Instead of worrying yourself about the looks of your resume, make sure you're spending most of your time and energy making sure that what you write on your resume shows that you're qualified to do the job. The content and context of your work and career are what matter the most in your resume, not how you display it. Another unlucky job search strategy that I see people using is really forgetting to give LinkedIn some love. LinkedIn had an actual full-blown outage a few weeks ago. And on Twitter, recruiters were freaking out. That's because they use LinkedIn so much in their work. So with recruiters hanging out a lot on LinkedIn, you simply can't forego giving your LinkedIn some love when it comes to having a great profile and also engaging on LinkedIn. So I have a couple LinkedIn training videos, which I've linked in the description below. Make sure to check them out after this video. But bottom line, you want to have a full and complete LinkedIn profile that tells your unique story and shows that you're qualified for your target job. You also want to show up consistently and be an active and engaged member of the LinkedIn community. This doesn't mean that you need to come up with your own content or share your own posts. You don't need to share anything, in fact, but what is a great use of your time is to comment on LinkedIn posts, particularly posts that relate to your specialties. This is great for your personal brand, and LinkedIn loves when you comment on other posts and rewards you with amplified visibility, making you more likely to be found by a recruiter for your target job. Next up for unlucky job search strategies is crowdsourcing job search advice. One of the most painful things I see, particularly on LinkedIn, is when people crowdsource or attempt to crowdsource job search advice. They might be doing this by posting their resume publicly, or just asking a really open-ended job search advice question. Everyone has an opinion, and opinions don't always match up. And this can cause extreme confusion for a job seeker. Instead, what I recommend is sticking to the advice of a few select job search experts, testing what they recommend and seeing how it works for you. No advice is guaranteed to work for everybody, but there are some experts out there whose opinion and advice carry a little more weight than others. Next on my list is treating job searching like a numbers game. After applying for about 100 jobs, I finally got an interview. I hear this so often, and when I do, it tells me that something is wrong. Usually the problem is that the job seeker lacks a target job or is doing what we in the biz call spraying and praying. Spraying and praying is basically sending your resume anywhere and everywhere and applying for any job and as many as you can, hoping that the law of numbers will work itself out. Job searching doesn't work like this. So instead, what you need to make sure you're doing is staying true to your target job, and also make sure that you've identified target employers and apply only for the jobs that meet your criteria and for which you're also qualified. Otherwise, you're going to be assuming that your job search is unsuccessful based only on the sheer number of jobs to which you've applied, when in actuality, there's probably something else at play that's holding you back and that needs to be addressed. Speaking of treating job searching like a numbers game, this often happens when reaching out to recruiters as well. I see so many job seekers spamming recruiters, unintentionally of course, because they think that the more recruiters they reach out to, the better. And in doing so, they're sending super generic messages that do nothing and also annoying the recipients. I dive into more details around networking in my recent networking video. And with recruiters, you need to reach out in a targeted way. Recruiters have their specialties, just like any other profession. So it's not really worth your time or the recruiter's time if you reach out to someone who's a sales recruiter, but you're applying for a software developer role, just as an example. So make sure that you really do your research and then send messages that are thoughtful and customized. I'm working on a networking guide and checklist, so make sure you are signed up for it and get my cover letter guide in the meantime. The link is in the description below. Another really unlucky job search strategy that I come across all the time is not applying online and only networking, or only applying online and not networking. Networking is very important. In fact, it's the single most important part of your job search. But you can't forgo applying online. As much as some experts would like you to believe, getting a job without applying online rarely, if ever, happens. Even if a current employee refers you to a job, you're still going to be asked to apply online first. Jobs are posted online for a reason, to be applied to. That said, only applying online is equally as ineffective. You want to make sure that you're applying online as well as networking simultaneously. Networking and applying online aren't mutually exclusive job search tactics. You should be doing both at the same time. Next up is not following up after applying for a job or interviewing. Following up is the lowest hanging of all job searching fruit. It's easy, it speaks volumes, and barely anyone does it. People are busy. By following up, you can jog their memories in a polite yet persistent way. I had a client who followed up on a job after he had interviewed for it, but 3 months later. While I don't recommend waiting this long, he did it because he realized he had never heard back on the interview, not a rejection, nothing. And he wanted to let the employer know that he was still very much interested in the role. This piqued their interest as they had put the role on hold but were opening it up again, and he ended up getting hired. When you interview, whether it's a phone screen or a high-stakes final round panel interview, you should be thanking the interviewer or interviewers within 24 hours of your conversation. When you follow up, you'll want to make sure that you're expressing gratitude for their time during the interview, as well as reiterate your fit and re-emphasize your enthusiasm for the role. Then you can continue following up, say with 1 week intervals in between. Same goes for job search applications if you're lucky enough to have a contact to reach out to. Now with these follow-ups, you aren't asking for an update on where your application is in the process. What you're doing is giving a little bit of a digital tap on the shoulder to remind the interviewer, recruiter, or hiring manager of why you are the solution provider for their business needs. You make your own job search luck. And it's through your commitment to the process as well as doing the work to get the work that gets you where you want to go. And here's my cue for you. What job search strategies have worked for you? What job search strategy in this video is surprising? Which one would you like to learn more about? Tell me in the comments below. I make a lot of videos, but as you know, I also make free guides to help you in your job search. As mentioned earlier, I'm working on a free networking guide and checklist. You can sign up for it by looking for the link in the description below. I'll send you my free cover letter guide in the meantime. And if you like this video, you can really help me out by giving it a like, sharing it with a friend, or clicking on my face over there and subscribing. And I'll see you next time.